Here's a poem I wrote called Missing. I've lost my sense of humor. It fell into a well that's full of dark self-pity as far as I can tell. I'm glared at by the children, I'm yelled at by the boss, and every little word I say makes everybody cross. I'd run away and not come back if it would do some good, but nobody would notice, so I don't think I should. I miss my sense of humor, and if by chance you see it peeking round a corner, please send it back to me. This is a poem I wrote called Bedtime Blessing. Bedtime, curling up, finding a poem or two, reading, snuggling down, sharing the wonder with you. Listen, ponder, feel the release, imagine, wonder, surrender to peace. Everything warm and cozy as you drift towards dreamland. Wake the next day with grace in your heart and hold the world in your hand. I've loved the next poem ever since I was a child. Cargoes by John Masefield. Quinquereme of Nineveh from distant Ophir, rowing home to haven in sunny Palestine, with a cargo of ivory and apes and peacocks, sandalwood, cedarwood, and sweet white wine. Stately Spanish galleon coming from the isthmus, dipping through the tropics by the palm-green shores, with a cargo of diamonds, emeralds, amethysts, topazes, and cinnamon, and gold moyadors. Dirty British coaster with a salt-caked smokestack, butting through the channel in the mad March days, with a cargo of tine coal, road rails, pig lead, firewood, ironware, and cheap tin trays. An attempt at unrhymed verse by Wendy Cope. People tell you all the time, poems do not have to rhyme. It's often better if they don't, and I'm determined this one won't. Oh dear. Never mind, I'll start again. Busy, busy with my pencil. I can do it if I try. Easy peasy puddin' and gherkins. Writing verse is so much fun, cheering as the summer weather, makes you feel alert and bright, especially when you get it more or less the way you want it. Oh, I can't get this right, Emma, you try it. This is a poem about a day I spent with my father. I call it Growing Up. My father and I climbed the hill. We didn't go the easy way. We didn't take the tourist's path that sunny summer's day. We slowly climbed through shale and sand, shrubs and grassy knolls. I scraped my knees on jagged stones and clung to crumbling walls. I grumbled, sweated, cried from thirst, knelt at a stream and drank my fill. Compared to my pulsing, raging heart, the water seemed quite calm and still. We finally scrambled to the peak, Dad hiking me by collared shirt. The view was just magnificent. My legs were jelly, my shoes hurt. At the time, I felt just miserable. Therapeutic, said my dad. He was right, of course. In retrospect, it was a great day to have had. This poem was one of my father's favorites, and it's a pleasure to include it in this book. Loveliest of Trees by A.E. Housman. Loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough, and stands about the woodland ride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again. And take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs are little room, about the woodlands I will go, to see the cherry hung with snow. This next poem I'd like to dedicate to my two brothers, both of whom are pilots. It's called High Flight by John Gillespie Magee, Jr. Oh, I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of, wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, where never lark or even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
This is a family favorite, author unknown. It's called I'm the Leader of the Band. I'm the leader of the band. You should see me on parade, with a glove on either hand, uniform with yards of braid. When we're playing in the park, girls cry.